Bubbly Steve is available for pre-order at shopclownfish.com. That's shopclownfish.com. You've got less than a month to pre-order this 15-inch plushie. Check them out. Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And High Guardian Spice has been found.
Finally.
Finally, kind of.
People are talking about it other than us.
Yeah, it's not just us talking about High Guardian Spice. They actually dropped a trailer today. So they did have the trailer, but there's still no release date for this show.
There isn't.
So we're going to talk about the long forgotten, long dormant Crunchyroll Original. This is actually the first of the Crunchyroll Originals, and it looks like it's probably going to be the last one to get released. And we know it's been done for quite some time. Again, for those of you who haven't been following the High Guardian Spice drama here on Clownfish TV, we actually did have somebody who saw the pilot come to us and say, hey, yeah, I saw it, it exists. And this was like a year and a half ago.
Yeah, at least, maybe 2 years ago.
Maybe 2 years ago. And it just got shelved for whatever reason. I don't know if it didn't test well or, you know, there's all this stuff going on behind the scenes with Crunchyroll and the sale, you know, all the stuff people said wasn't happening. We were just making up. Yeah.
The liars, yeah.
All that stuff. But it does look like they intend to release it at some point, probably before the Sony sale, just to kind of get everything off, you know, off the clear the palette, I guess, cleanse the palette. So we'll talk about the trailer, our reaction to the trailer, the internet's reaction to the trailer, and why there's so much drama around this pretty innocuous little show. So before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We're over 228,000 subs. Thank you for the support. So yeah, the trailer is out there. It's on YouTube. It's already, you know, people are downvoting it. It doesn't have a lot of views. I'm actually surprised it's only got a little under 12,000 views.
I don't think anybody cares.
Most people forgot it exists. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to be honest. It looks kind of cute, but it doesn't look like a Crunchyroll show. It looks like a Cartoon Network show.
Yeah, it's definitely more Cartoon Network than I'd say anime or something like you see on Crunchyroll.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say the animation's bad. I can't say, I mean, a lot of people are like, oh, it's Little Witch Academia. You know, and there are much, much better more Japanese styled anime shows. Now, this is actually based on a Western webcomic, Tumblr webcomic.
That's all you need to know.
And it was sort of plucked out of obscurity because I don't think the creator was really like a big name. They just kind of, like, right place, right time, I guess. I don't know. But now, if this had been announced for Cartoon Network, I don't think there would have been any backlash, really. I think it would have been like, oh, it's a Cartoon Network show. Okay.
Because it looks like a Cartoon Network show.
It looks like a Cartoon Network show.
The song is a very Cartoon Network type show.
Right. But the problem with it was that when they announced this show, and this was Elation, this was Margaret Dean, who's the head of Women in Animation, and Elation like went poof down the, we'll talk about that. I don't know what's going on with them. But when they announced the show, instead of saying, hey, we got this show coming out or whatever, they're like, hey, look at all the diversity and inclusion and women that are working on this show.
Instead of showing a trailer or commercial like they did now, when this was announced, what was it, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, whatever it was?
It's been like 3 or 4 years, yeah.
They put out basically what felt like a Kickstarter video, where it was about the behind the scenes and diversity. Did we mention diversity? It's so diverse. We're very diverse. That's all they talked about. Like, they didn't even really tell you about the show. It was just, guess how diverse everybody is. And then people were like, wait, I thought the money for this, the Crunchyroll money was going to pay animators in Japan. You know, not this.
That was the problem. Yeah, it was like a 1-2 punch. It was the way they handled it. And this is like so many other things. I mean, we talked about the situation with Masters of the Universe and how they should have managed expectations better and just come out and said, yeah, the show is really about the other characters in Masters of the Universe, not about He-Man. What happens if He-Man's out of the picture? What happens to everybody else?
People would have still watched it. They would at least been happier about it.
Right. In this case, it was like Crunchyroll was like, oh, we're raising our rates and everything because we want to pay Japanese animators better. Japanese creators better. So people were like, oh yeah, we'll give you an extra $1 or $2 a month because yeah, that's a good cause. We think the animators should get paid more. We think the creators should get paid more. And instead, they're like, okay, now we're going to take this money and we're going to plow it into a Cartoon Network style, Western style show.
With Western people.
With Western people, and it's going to be all about diversity and inclusion. We're not going to show you any animation. We're just going to show you some concept art. But it's the most diverse and inclusive thing we've ever made. What do you think, guys? People rightfully were like, we fucking hate this. We hate that you did this. Just show, don't tell. And they're like, you're a bunch of bigots and homophobes.
Well, here's the thing. I think it was more a matter of we hate what you did than it was, you know, people, the show got caught in the middle.
Yeah.
A lot of people just genuinely hate the show too, because they're like, well, it looks like a ripoff of other shows that have done better.
Right.
But you know, I think a lot of it came down to more what they did and how they did it than it was the show. But fast forward till now, people have stopped talking about it a long time ago. The only ones who kind of kept it going has been us.
Yeah,
other people, mostly us.
If you look at High Gradient Spice, we've actually talked about it quite a bit because we wonder where it was. And I'm gonna be honest, with all the fuss they made about this show, and it needs to happen. We need people to see it. It needs to be seen. I'm not saying that like being facetious and being like, oh, we need to see the show so we can make fun of it. It's like, no, it just, for the people who worked on the show, regardless of what you think, they worked on the show. There were millions of dollars poured into this show. The show should be seen. You can't just make a big deal. And they did. They made this huge media, like, look at the diversity and inclusion on the show. And people want to see it. Now, it does look better than X-Arm.
Yeah. Doesn't take much, to be fair. That's a very low bar.
Yeah. And again, if this had been announced as a Cartoon Network show, nobody would have batted an eyelash.
No, it looks like a very Cartoon Network.
Yeah, they would have been like, oh, it's like a Steven Universe magical girl thing. Okay, whatever. Next. Mm-hmm. But again, it was the fact that it was Crunchyroll. It was their first original.
And the money was supposed to go to animators in Japan.
Right. That's what the problem is. So let's see what Twitter has to say.
I haven't even looked at Twitter yet, so I don't even know.
It's interesting.
Do they have the comments on the video, by the way? I didn't look at that either.
They do.
Oh, they do.
We've been preparing our whole lives for this day. Somebody was anyway. Can't just be me that thinks this looks more like a Cartoon Network show.
Yes, it's not just you.
It does. Looks like something that would appear on Saturday mornings. It does. It feels cartoonish. Again, tempering expectations. If they had said, we're going to bring this to Crunchyroll or even Cartoon Network, it's all the same company or was, this is Warner.
Oh, this is interesting. It feels like the show only exists because Crunchyroll couldn't get the rights to Little Witch Academia. Well, that's interesting because right from the get-go, everybody's like, this is like Little Witch Academia. It's
interesting, too, because, again, not throwing shade at the webcomic creator, but it wasn't a very well-known webcomic. It was kind of obscure, and it's just like, hey, we're going to take this webcomic that, like, 5 people have heard of, and we're going to turn it into a show and throw millions of dollars at it.
And instead of showing you the actual show, we're just going to talk about diversity. And for, people are like, oh, great, another agenda show. Here we go.
Yeah. Oh, no air day. At least it's still coming. Like Clownfish TV. No. Thank you, Vish.
Yes. Yeah, we noticed that too. Like they made a big deal how they were going to have information about it during the Crunchyroll Expo, and they had other shows and they gave information with including like when it was going to be out and stuff. This one didn't have any of that.
Yeah, and look, I'm not.
It was a poster and a trailer.
Yeah, it was. It was just So I don't. I'm completely indifferent to it at this point. I'm going to be honest. I think that it should have come out like 2 years ago because we know it existed. And I'm like, why are you hiding it? You guys put X-Arm out. X-Arm, which was excrement. You put that out over this. That's what the
X stands for?
That's what the X stands for. Yeah. I mean, it was so bad that they said, they canceled the manga over it because it was like the backlash was so severe. I'm like, you put that out, but you didn't put this show out.
Well, what does Twitter say? Because I haven't looked at Twitter either.
Do they seriously think anime fans will be excited for this CalArts contrived knockoff? People watch anime specifically to avoid this. Again, if this had been a Cartoon Network show, and I have to wonder, prior to the Sony sale, if that wasn't the plan. Like, we're going to take Crunchyroll money, since it was all part of Warner. We're going to, and in speculation, I don't know. We're going to take Crunchyroll money and we're going to create a Cartoon Network show. We're going to cross promote. We're going to have on Crunchyroll, start on Crunchyroll using subscriber money, and then we'll put it over on Cartoon Network.
Well, they could technically do that.
Get the Steven Universe crowd.
Well, this person's telling all the fans to F off and basically calling people weebs.
Oh, yeah, well, that's typical. How can the anime industry even compete? I don't know. No. This looks okay. I don't know why people are getting upset over it. Again, it's not...
Because there's more to the story than just looking at this trailer.
Yeah.
You're not listening. You weren't there when they said, oh, we're going to charge you more so the money can go to Japan. And then it went to this. You weren't there when people were like, because they knew Japanese animators were getting underpaid. When the trailer for this, which wasn't even a trailer, it was all about diversity and making the show and nothing about the show. People were like, well, what is it?
Yeah. Sooner it's out, the sooner it's forgotten, I suppose. Looks good. Straight up looks like Asbra.
It looks like a Cartoon Network show. I'm sorry.
F to everyone.
See?
This is it right here. F to everyone who thought their money was going to financially support Japanese animators and studios, but ended up becoming this instead.
That's what it's about.
That's what this is about. Again, this had been announced for Cartoon Network. Nobody would have cared. They would have been like, whatever. Whatever. Looks like Strawberry Shortcake. Kind of.
Well, they all have different colored hair. Do they smell like fruit? They have spice names. Like, was it rosemary, thyme?
Oh, they all smell spicy. They smell
musky. But not
musky.
like good spices. Like thyme and rosemary. Who wants to sniff that?
Some people.
I mean, I'll sniff cinnamon over thyme and rosemary. I'd be cinnamon. Ginger with spice.
I'd be lemon herb.
If you try to take it, just take a spoonful, it'll choke you. That's me. No, I'm cinnamon. I guess we'll do those challenges.
Spoonful of me will choke you.
I need that on a shirt. I'm cinnamon. A spoonful of me will choke you.
Spoonful of me will choke you.
What are you, lemon pepper? Wait, what?
Yeah, I'm lemon pepper.
Why lemon pepper?
Because I'm tangy and bitter.
No, they just say you were salt.
I'm salt. I'm sea salt.
White.
I'm white and salty. That's my thing. A lot of hidden replies. Maybe you should have spent the money on what you were going to. That's what people were having.
That's what it is.
The problem
and they keep deliberately, like we see with every other thing, dancing around the real issue and why people are upset. They do that all the time.
And look, I'm not gonna slam it. It's a lot of people not happy about it. At least they're releasing it. Good for the creators, right?
Hey, they should be thanking us. We kept it around. Like everybody else forgot about it. The only ones that kept talking about it was us. And we even covered it when someone said they saw it and they said it wasn't bad. And we talked about that. Yeah, they said
it wasn't bad. They said if you like Steven Universe and you like Little Witch Academia,
and Cartoon Network,
and that's what your expectations are, they said it's an okay show. And this person likes Steven Universe and so yeah, we kept the flame alive.
That's right.
We kept the flame alive. We want
what you do with that flame now is up to you.
That's up to you. The power is in your hands. No, actually, though, just as people who have run the gauntlet trying to get stuff made, I think it would be a real shame for anybody to go through the hell.
All of this.
Yeah, the hell of trying to get something off the ground and have it get made and then just like sit in a drawer someplace for 2 years.
Yeah, but that happens all the time.
It does. But,
I mean, and this is another case, the market will decide. And we already know what the market's going to say, but,
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
This did not help.
And Noelle Stevenson were the ones back in the day that were going around doing with the, man baiting, man bashing bullshit. Was when I saw Noelle Stevenson was on She-Ra. My exact words. I was like, yay, She-Ra. Then I saw who the showrunner was and I go, oh shit. Because I knew we were going to get, because I stopped following her years before, well, a couple years before, because of how badly she behaved on Twitter.
Now, I will go on record as saying the showrunner of High Guardian Spice does not seem to get involved in drama. Ray Rodriguez tweets sparingly, does not seem to get involved in drama. Unfortunately, I think they chose poorly for some of their staff. I really do. But, regardless, it's coming out. We'll see how it goes. Let's see what Comic Book Resources has to say on it. They finally released a proper trailer. Now, we know this trailer existed because we saw a couple clips of like the dragon flying overhead and all that in the Crunchyroll sizzle reel.
Right, that they never gave you an actual trailer for.
Right.
It sizzled them all right.
Poster's not bad. It's kind of cute. I mean, if you're into this kind of art, it's, whatever. Again, Cartoon Network show, no problem. No problem whatsoever.
It does remind me of Strawberry Shortcake. It does.
Yeah. So, they're talking about the backlash. Again, the backlash is being misrepresented. I'm waiting for...
Oh, so shocker!
Yeah.
The journos are misrepresenting the backlash? It's a day that ends in Y.
It's probably gonna be like, people are just against LGBTQ people. It's like, no, it was because it was literally just an advertisement for a Kickstarter for you should support this show because of diversity and inclusion.
Right, instead of the money going to where we told people it was going to, when we charged them more, you know, to begin with.
I know you thought you were feeding the children. We just didn't tell you which children. We're giving the money to the fat kids in the gated community instead of the kids over in Africa.
Right, it's kind of like that. Yeah. But not like that.
Not exactly. But what I'm saying is
kind of like that, but not
it's
like
kind
that.
of like, yeah, they were like, wait, this isn't exact. Anyway, I think this was a backdoor Cartoon Network pilot is what this was meant to be. I really do. And I think they were going to use Crunchyroll money and a little sleight of hand and juggle those books around to be like, yep, it's going Cartoon Network. That's what we're going to do with this, because that is definitely the target audience. So it's coming, guys. We don't know when.
I like how they got, you know, these characters. Oh, look, there's bait. It's not really
Bait
what it
goat.
is.
Goat eyes freak me out.
Goat eyes freak you out?
They're unholy. They're like little, they look like Kermit the Frog. They're just weird.
Well, at least they nailed that.
They did get the goat eyes right, yeah. And there's Geeky in the back.
No, I have much longer hair.
You do. All right, we're gonna wrap it up.
Yep.
All right, guys. So it's coming. We're getting close. Getting close to the spice. So please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.